All right, class, I'm going to explain to you how to complete this assignment that is due today in class, and it is about writing theme statements. So your first thing that you need to do is open a Google Doc in your short story folder. So again, go into your short story folder and open a Google Doc. This way, that folder should already be shared with myself and Mr. Bauer, and you don't have to do anything else with it. You can find this presentation or this PowerPoint on Schoology under class activities, under short literature, so you can go ahead and work through this. So today you're going to be writing theme statements for each of the short stories you read, except for your choice story. So think about that. How many stories did we read? We read 4 as a class, and you read 1 on your own. So you're going to write 4 theme statements. And we already kind of wrote some for like The Black Cat, or maybe American history, but you're still going to put them on this document. So on your Google Doc, you are going to follow the steps of the slides for each story. All right? So remember, a theme is a central message or insight into life. So it's basically what the story is telling us about life. It's not what the story is about. Okay? So it's not in The Black Cat, the man kills his cat. That's an event, not a message. All right? So your first task, you're going to start by thinking about the character's actions, the plot, the conflict, any general topics that happened in the story, things like love, relationships, grief, racism, discrimination. Those are general topics. So you first want to think about it, and you're going to choose some or write some down on a piece of paper. And remember, you want to think about concepts that are represented in the story. Okay, and they should hold true to the whole story. If it's just one minor part of the story, doesn't cut it. So there's some examples there. So I might write the first story, The Black Cat, and then I'd brainstorm some examples. The next thing I'm going to do in my Google Doc is write the first part of the theme statement. I do this by writing the short story and then the title of the story by whoever the author is about, and then one of your general topics from the previous slide. So one of these. Okay, so here's your example. The novel, To Kill a Mockingbird, by Harper Lee, so my title and author, is about racism. There's my general topic. But we're not done there. We got to say a little bit more about it. So next, I'm going to state what the work illustrates or implies about that concept. So what are we supposed to learn from it, or what is our takeaway from that big general concept? Okay. You want to make sure that whatever you choose or whatever you say is something you can support from the text, that it connects to the whole story, and that the answer is what the author is saying about the topic. So here we go. I would finish my theme statement, so I've already done up to here, by saying, and reveals what about human beings. So the short story To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee is about racism, and it reveals that everyone should try seeing things from another person's perspective. Okay, things to avoid. Don't put in character names, because remember, it's not about the events of the story. Don't put in any cliches. Cliches are kind of those broad statements that everybody uses all the time. You should walk a mile in someone's shoes. Don't use that kind of thing. Avoid anything that's too obvious or vague. And try not to say words like every, all, or everyone. I might have said that in my last example. Instead, say words like some, most, okay, in general. Those things will work. So your task is to go through these slides for each story, and you will have 4 total theme statements by the time all is said and done. Make sure you do it on a Google Doc. Make sure that Google Doc is in your short story folder. Okay, work hard.